Hey, Jack. A couple weeks ago, you and Ron both spoke to wanting to see more out of your linebacker group. Was what Cole Holcomb did yesterday sort of the realization of that, and how would you evaluate his performance?
Yeah, I thought Cole was outstanding yesterday. Impactful in the game. He had the big sack. He had a big interception when they were in the red zone. Flew around all day. Showed up on special teams. I mean, he played well throughout the day. So that was a good performance. Like to see more of it.
It looked like in training camp maybe he wasn't working as much with the ones. Was there something you needed to see from him in order to trust him on the field more?
No, he had a great camp early and then kind of tailed off at the end and then got injured in the opener. So we think he's going to be a good player for us. He's one of many young people that we think we're developing and that he has a bright future, and we're just going to continue to work with him and continue to work as a group to improve and do things right and do things well.
Thank you.
You bet.
Sam, if you're here, you can go first. I think you're ahead.
Yeah, sorry. Thank you. Hey, Jack, after Landon left yesterday, I think you went to Shazer at strong and Cam at free. I wonder, why was that rotation or group the one you were most confident in?
That's not actually what we did. We left Shays where he was, and Cam played the strong. So, yeah, that's what we were prepared to do, and that's what we did.
And why did you? What made you confident that Cam was the right guy for that role?
Well, we like where Shays is at the free, and we left him there. That's where he had practiced, for the last several weeks and been playing, and so we didn't want to disrupt, multiple positions. So it was one guy in, one guy staying where he was.
Thanks.
Hey, Jack, as we enter this bye week, I just was curious, what are some things that you've liked that you've seen from your defense, and what are some things that you'd like to see coming out of this bye week for your defense the last few games of the season?
Yeah, that's one of the things you do as a staff. We'll take a look at things offensively, defensively, special teams. Look at situational work, how we've done, where we can improve. Just basically a look at. It was pretty close to the midway point. Kind of a look at how the first half went, and any adjustments and things that we want to do going forward for the second half of the season. We'll take a thorough look at that over the next couple of days.
Is there anything that stood out to you so far that you basically say to you guys, keep doing this when we come back? Or are there any things that you say to them, like, we want to work on this, tinker with this the next 2 weeks, essentially?
Yeah, no, I think, obviously it's kind of like talking about halftime. We're not waiting for the bye to make adjustments. So, we're looking at ourselves all the time and evaluating all the time. So I think you have a chance to go a little deeper dive into things. But it'll be, much like we do, adjusting during a game. We don't wait to halftime to do it. We're not necessarily waiting until we get to the bye week to look at ourselves and reflect and think about, mapping out where we want to go and how we want to improve and what things we think we can stress and those things. So it's just the time to take a little bit deeper dive and then take a little bit of a break. Honestly, players and coaches, you get a chance to kind of freshen up on this bye week.
Thanks, Jack.
You're welcome.
Nikki.
Jack, how do you go about compensating for a player like Landon, who, obviously does what he does on the field, but is also a veteran leader and a core piece of the secondary?
Yeah, it's always tough when you lose a good football player. He's a tough guy. He's voted a team captain by his peers, and so obviously, anytime that happens, it's something you have to work to overcome. But we're just gonna ask him to heal up and stay positive, and we're gonna carry on. We'll move on and continue to expect to play well.
And with Ron, what has that been like for you, just watching what he's dealt with? I know today was his last day of treatment, but for the other coaches in the building, for you, what has it been like for you just to see him go through that?
Well, I think we all admire his toughness. He's obviously in a big battle, a personal battle, and we all feel for him. We pray for him a lot. We seek to kind of carry on. He's laid out a great blueprint for us all to follow, and And so, I'll step in and do my part to help him, rest assured that he can take care of himself and that we're going to carry on the business here, while he's taking care of himself. So, but his toughness and his, determination, it really stands out.
Thanks, Jack.
You're welcome.
Heather, if Heather's not on, John, you can go.
Thanks, Jack. With Chase Young, it looks like, and obviously you know better, but it looks like he's getting a lot of doubles, a lot of chips. How has he been handling those? And is it as much as it seems to be, or is that a little bit of an overstatement?
No, I think Chase is playing great. He's not getting the numbers necessarily right now that would represent the impact he's having on the game. I think he's playing very well for us. He's forceful on his side of the ball. He's run multiple games where the beneficiary is Jonathan Allen, and the unselfishness for him to do some things game wise to free up his teammate, things like that. So I think he's impactful in the run game. I think he's a really good football player. So I just want him to continue to do what he does.
And then, have you been able to talk to Landon?
We only talked via text. So just he got out of there last night before I could get to him, and just sent him a text, encouraged him, keep his head up, keep his spirits high, and heal up. And obviously that we'd miss him. So, but I just love and respect to him. Heal up, and we're going to carry on.
Thank you.
You bet.
Scott's not on. Matt Paris.
Hey, Jack. With running Kerrigan, he's been really productive in a limited role, like even more so than maybe when he filled in for Chase Young, and just in terms of numbers. What have you seen from him that allows him to be so productive in that small role? And have you ever seen a guy like that really takes advantage of the reps, even though they're not that many? Yeah.
I think that works well for him. I think he's fresher when he's when he's able to go in small doses and do what he does well. He's our sack leader, all-time sack leader here in this organization, and he knows how to rush the quarterback. So he does a great job taking advantage of his opportunities, and we love making sure that he gets his opportunities. So it's not about how many snaps you take. It's what do you do with those snaps that you take. And I think he's, I always talk about what a pro he is because of the way he prepares and the way he conducts himself and the teammate he is and all those types of things, because it's an example of what you want.
Right. Yeah. How does that help you guys kind of instill that culture that you want to bring? What does it do to have a guy like that around?
Yeah. It's I don't know that you can put a value on it. It's exceptionally important. I think the impact for young guys like Chase Young and Montez Sweat to be able to see those guys, be able to see his example. To me, I think it's so valuable. It's hard to put words to it.
We'll take 3 or 4 more.
Hey, Jack. Before Landon went out, obviously he had a big impact play with the blitz and the forced fumble. Conceptually, what did you like about calling that play at that time against Dallas?
Conceptually, what did I like about it?
What did you why did you choose that point to send him in?
I like that it worked. No, it was something we wanted to have some pressure. It's something that we do, and looked like great opportunity, and of course players made it work. And so terrific play right there, and to take the ball off the quarterback when we're back there. We don't just tackle him, but try and take the football off him. I thought it was a great play.
Hey, Jack, we talked last week about getting off to a better start, and that was an emphasis that you had mentioned of yours. What do you think kind of contributed to you guys being so much better in the first quarter, first half yesterday, as opposed to kind of the struggles that had been earlier in the season?
Well, we just talked about it as a team, all 3 phases, starting fast, playing complementary football, giving ourselves an opportunity to come out of the gate And, once the ball was teed up and kicked off, that we got to it, that we came with energy and urgency, and we made an emphasis of it. And, I thought the team overall, all three phases, responded well. And when that ball was kicked off, we were ready.
Last two, Les and Mike.
Hey, Jack, kind of building on that last question, it almost feels like, I realize it's a small sample, that something kind of happened in the middle of that Giants game, in the second half of that Giants game, that maybe something clicked or whatever, that this defense has played very, very well since then. I don't know, it's a small group, but is there kind of a little bit of a, sense that something happened there?
Well, I think you're missing the point about it's showing up in games, but it's been happening in practice. Our preparation has been outstanding. The last 3 weeks or so, they feel it. The players feel it. We're building confidence because of the way we're working at it. And so, to me, when a group of men comes in every day with great energy and great focus and a desire to improve and go out and put in the work, I think they should expect to improve, and we are improving. So as a football team, that's something we are doing. We're practicing well, and then now it's beginning to carry over into the game, and we're playing better.
Is there a reason that those practices suddenly got better, or is that just the timing of, this is where you are with this group? Or
it's just look, we're going to have high expectations. At some point, we're going to reach some of those expectations, and that's that's where we are. We've set the bar high. Coach has set the bar high. I've set the bar high on defense. And that's just how it is. And we're gonna grow to it. It's just a matter of when. So I think our guys are beginning to gain some confidence in trusting each other and trusting the preparation, and we've had good energy and good practices, and that typically leads to good performances on game day.
Mike Phillips, last one.
John Bostic's hit on Dalton yesterday. Did you have a chance to talk to him, just get his rationale for what went down there?
No, when I talked to him, I said I thought that was a dumb penalty. It's to me, the quarterbacks are protected. You can't hit them in high anytime. You can't hit them in the head area anytime. And I didn't think that was smart on his part. I was a little frustrated that we gave up a conversion right there, a third down, and that they got to continue to drive. And it was something we had them down, just touch them down and move on. But he thought the guy didn't slide soon enough. That's what he said to me. There are bang plays that happen like that. I think we have to be better there. Anyway, we move on. But there was no malicious intent or any of that kind of thing from John. John's a good human being and a good player for us. And, it was just one of those deals. He hit him where you can't hit him, and he got flagged accordingly.